ticket they wrote me today for exercising my right to travel. Get your name here. New stuff.
Yep.
All right, I'm exercising my right to travel in the moped, which I have a right to do. The U.S. Supreme Court said I have a right to do. Several cases, as all the people do. As we only need a license, first of all, if we are carrying passengers or property for hire.
Okay.
Okay? Making money for profit, like a taxi driver, DoorDash. U.S. Supreme Court said this. Buck is one of the cases. There's many more.
Okay.
I'll list them all now, but... And 18 U.S.C. Section 31, which is a federal statute made by Congress, defines a motor vehicle as one only being used for profit, carrying passengers or property for hire.
Okay.
Okay? That's only the definition of a motor vehicle. That's what, as all we know, it's assumed we all need a motor vehicle to drive a motor vehicle, which is true. But that's, like I said, that's only when it's a motor vehicle when it's being used. Now, the state law, I understand, don't say that. I know, I already looked at the state law.
Okay.
I've been doing law, studying and practice for 28 years.
All right, sir.
So I know how to understand law, argue against it when it's unconstitutional. So that's what's going on in this type of situation.
Okay.
The state law is not conforming with this federal statute because it doesn't define a motor vehicle as only being used for profit.
Okay.
So since the state law does not say that, you guys are not under an obligation. All police officers are supposed to ignore it as when someone's traveling, not doing it for profit. You're supposed to ignore that the state law don't point it out. Okay? Because why? Well, you guys took oath of the whole Constitution. Article 6 of the U.S. Constitution, the Supremacy Clause, makes it clear that federal statutes, the laws of the United States, that means federal statutes, that's the laws of the United States, and U.S. Supreme Court case law is supreme over state law.
Okay.
So this is why what I'm saying is true.
All right.
So we're supposed to abide by the higher law here, not the lower law that's in violation and not in compliance with this. As, like I said, if you're not doing it for profit, I'm not driving, therefore I can't be written a ticket legally, lawfully, legitly. Okay, as of that issue. The next issue about, now they wrote me a ticket for, we'll get to the name soon next, so I'm sure you probably already know if not. But as to riding in the lane, he said the left lane instead of the lane being all the way on the right.
Okay.
Okay, now I didn't look on the state law on that, but assuming it's true, there is a state law saying that. That's another law that's unlawful, in violation of.
What's your name, sir?
Well,
I'm Lieutenant Newstead. Do you want me to call you sir? Do you call you by your last name?
Well, I'm a living man. First, I want to make that clear because I'm a living man. You can't call me, say, Eric, you know?
Eric?
Yeah.
All right, Eric.
But I'm not this. I'm going to say that's one thing about these names, see. Just like when they ask me, they say they shouldn't even ask for my name and ID because that violated.
I'll call you what?
Right of self-incrimination right there.
I'll call you whatever you want.
Right.
How about I just call you sir?
Or living man, right.
Living man?
Right.
All right, living man. Did my officer give you a court date on your violation?
I didn't look at the paperwork. I'm sure. Let me see. I'm sure he did.
Because
It looked like it.
the best way to contest this and make your argument is in court, okay? Not here at the PD.
Well,
I can point out the court date to you and then let you.
Well, it shouldn't be a court. That's what I'm saying because my rights are being one violated here.
Okay, then. But to
this thing should be getting rid of. I should be giving my moped back. All this violation.
the court is the one that can void that ticket. All right, if you can contest it, I would set up a court date. I believe your court date's on there. Let me see.
Yeah, I didn't even look at it yet because I'll go right over. I just have right now. I'm walking over right now to make this complaint.
All right. Court. It says 1300. That's one.
This court here, I've never been in.
That's 1 p.m. Yep. It's if you go out this way to the walkway, it's the door's right next door. Okay. They're the ones that you can contest and cite all your statutes and laws with, and they'll be the one to determine whether or not what's going to happen next. Okay. The only thing I can help you out here was that if you had a complaint against the officer, I can give you a citizen complaint form, or we can squash it here.
I do.
It's up to you.
That's what I'm here for because this is criminal harassment on their part.
Okay. So would you like a citizen?
It's also perjury on the part. See, this is here. This is a guy's best to just dismiss this, give me my stuff back. So
well, I don't have the ability, Eric, the living man, to dismiss that right here on the spot. Okay.
Sure you do.
That's over at the court.
You're supposed to be supervising their misconduct. They are in misconduct right now.
Okay.
I'm not the one in misconduct.
So
this state law.
Would you like a citizen complaint form?
So it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be no. You know what I mean? You're supposed to tell them.
Okay.
Do away with this ticket. Because it's unlawful under higher law, like I said.
Let me get you a citizen complaint form, okay?
Yeah.
You can complete that form and bring it back at your earliest convenience, and then we'll get it to our administration, okay?
Yeah, I might do it now. I don't think about it, but okay. Now, where's the court date on here?
All right, so you see right there in the
20th District Court.
see it go up right from there. See the remarks right there where your left thumb was at. Go down right there.
This ain't the court date.
Yep. See where it says it right there? Let me see. So look at your remarks there. Go up. You were just on it.
That's in fine, all this fine print stuff.
Yep. Read that remarks right there. You see where the second line it says court date?
Southgate, you're going to have a welfare check.
Right there. And it will get sent back to our administration.
If I got to, like I said, I'm going to do all this, but hold on, I might turn this in, because this ain't really a long thing to just,
Well, that's the way our citizen complaint form procedure is, okay?
maybe I'll fill it out at home and do it.
That's fine. You can take it back, because, I mean, there's a decent amount of stuff for you to write in there, so take all the time you need and bring it back, all right? And then, like I said, they'll review it, and then they'll reach out to you. You have to provide your information, so.
All right, but anyways, like I said, it shouldn't have to. You should nip it at the bud now because all this is violating my right, which you had the duty to do. Now, if you don't do it, now you're going to be liable.
Okay.
And this is stupid in you guys. You guys took oath to uphold the Constitution, so it's also perjury in your guys' part.
All right.
You violate my Constitution rights, it is perjury. That's a 15-year max in prison. So you should be taking this more serious because if I take it, deprive me of my property, my private property, which I do not need a license for. I don't need registration, none of that shit. The U.S. Supreme Court already said this. You don't. Think of it as common sense. You don't need a license for your private property because it's a right. It's a privilege. What you need. That's what the only thing you need licenses for is privileges. It's not a company vehicle. That's a privilege and license and all that. So this, I'm saying, the state law is in violation. It has to be ignored. It's going to be eventually, but that's why I'm going to change the state law that these dumbass legislators made or didn't make totally clear on it. Because see, they should have put it in the state law, the MCL, where a motor vehicle is only one being used for profit. But because they didn't do it,
like I said,
still that don't mean you guys don't have the okay to ignore what I'm saying because I'm going to show you on my phone. Just watch. I'm going to show you this 18 U.S.C. 31.
You show the court that, okay?
I am, but I'm going to show you too, but see, it's right here. Look, this is, okay, we're going to start on the first page. See, I've been going to law school and copying this, right?
What law school you go to?
Been going to law school to look this up because, I've looked on YouTube guys and pointing this out. I've been studying the books 20 years, but this is something I learned actually on YouTube, and let me see if this is legit, because, a person can say anything on YouTube. I don't go to any law school, and I looked in the law books myself, and this is from the law book myself. You can see, I copied the law books myself. But this is called Title 18 USC, stands for United States Code, Section 31. Now, you don't see the 18 because it's on the side of the books,
Yep.
This way they are. It's like identification code. You see 31 right there now. It's real short, ain't no long thing. Subsection, you see it says motor vehicles there, right? Now this is made by Congress. 31, subsection, okay, that's the only aircraft's not relevant. See, subsection 6. Motor vehicle. The term motor vehicle means every description of carriage or other contrivance propelled or drawn by mechanical power and, remember, not an or, and used for commercial purposes. Okay, now we're going to the next page. They're going to define what commercial purpose is. It means basically for profit, like I was telling you. When you're doing it like a taxi driver, you're working for Walmart as a trailer driver, whatever, you know what I mean? You're carrying their property for hire. You're getting paid for it. Okay. This is the rest of 6. The highways and the transportation of passengers, of property, or cargo. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, right to subsection tech. Now, here's the definition of use for commercial purposes. Used for commercial purposes. The term used for commercial purposes means the carriage of persons or property for any fare, fee, rate, charge, or other consideration, or directly or indirectly in connection with any business or other undertaking intended for profit. Bottom line, for profit. That's it. You can see this out of the law book. See the way
So it's of your belief that.
Huh?
So I'm just trying to understand you. It's your belief that every private citizen that's driving their personal vehicle up and down the roadways and on the roadways doesn't need a license to drive?
Well, first, remember, why are you're miscategorizing this
No,
as belief? I just showed this is the
Okay,
law.
but I'm
This ain't my
saying
belief.
that's your belief.
This is the
that's-
law. This ain't my belief.
We'll say your interpretation of it.
This ain't something that's not clear. This is clear. You see, I just showed you.
All right. Like I said,
But
I think
I'm
it's best.
saying
I think
everyone
it's.
out here, yes, that's not carrying passengers or property for hire. They are not driving
Looks like
a
he's
motor
closer
vehicle
to you.
technically by the law.
Well, that's
And
not
therefore
correct.
They don't, so most of us don't need license, and most of us don't know this because see, this is what you call the scumbag legislators, which are lawyers. They do this shit intentionally, so most people don't know this other higher law. I got to show this in U.S. Supreme Court case law that says the same thing
Well,
that you just read. So people are just getting licensed, so they're not being harassed. Like just understand, you know.
I
who
would
wants to
look.
be
I would go
harassed and
for
shit?
you. Get more familiar with like the Michigan, like you said, MCL.
I already know what it is.
So there you go.
But the MCL is under. This is Michigan state law. This is federal law, U.S. Supreme Court law. This overrides all that under Article 6 of the U.S. Constitution.
That would be your argument in court. Okay, maybe hire. You can represent yourself or
I
get an
represent
attorney.
myself. I don't hire lawyers. I don't need to waste my money.
Okay. Well, do you need anything else from me, sir, or do you need anything else?
Not really. Well, let me show. Now, do you know what Article 6 of the U.S. Constitution says?
No, if you want to tell me.
Yeah. It's the Supremacy Clause. I think I got that copy here. If not, let me pull it up and I'll just show it to you. You can prove it. You can read this yourself on a computer. I want you to look at 18 U.S.C. 31. I just showed you.
Yep.
So this ain't something I typed up or whatever, you know. It's actual law. And also, okay, Article 7, I'm trying to get the text for you. But just to prove what I said about federal law overrides the state law, that's what Article 6 basically says. It's
Okay.
called the Supremacy Clause for short. Article 6, I'm going to try to get it for you right here. Article 6 of the U.S. Constitution says that, okay, you see I'm putting it in Google, Article 6.
I can Google it. I'll Google
Right.
it in a little bit.
But you want to get the actual text of not
I
just
get
someone's,
you.
you know, and people can change it by their interpretation. See, that's why I said it's ain't
I
my
won't trust me.
interpretation.
I won't look on Wikipedia. Okay.
Right. But it basically says federal law, it says the laws of the United States. That's the exact words it used. Okay, here it is right here. Here's word for word. Here's the text, actual text. I know because, like I said, I went down to law school and copied it. This is actually. Oh, why is all the bullshit popping up? See, it was just there.
It's all the ads.
Damn ads and shit. Okay, there it is right there. Article 6. These fucking bitches. Well, let me try to. It just, see, the text was popped up and then that other bullshit popped up. Okay, here we go. Okay, right here. Article 6 of the Constitution, right, of the United States. Which, remember, is the supreme law of the land, as you know. So that's what we got to keep it. You guys are supposed to be teaching all your police officers. That's supposed to be kept in mind first and foremost. Is the U.S. Constitution. That's what's supreme.
You got one
So
roommate.
state law, for example, says, hey, you can't wear a blue shirt.
No weapons.
You don't just go ticket someone. You got to think,
Well,
does
that's
that
not-
violate the Constitution?
that's not a law.
Yes, because it's a right to life or liberty. Under liberty means freedom. That's a freedom. We have to wear whatever color we want.
There's
So
no law
therefore-
about what color shirt you can and cannot wear.
Huh?
There's no law about
I
that.
just said as an example.
Okay.
An example. This is the same situation though. The state law is seeming to assume you need a license to travel, which is what I'm really doing. Is traveling
Gotcha.
by right, not
All right.
driving.
I'm gonna look up Article 6. I'll read up on
Let me go
it,
over here. I'm just right here. The relevant part.
and I
right
wish
here.
you the best of luck in your court date.
All right. Well, thanks. I really don't need it though because it's laws backing me up. All right.
Okay. Then
Look, it
you'll
helps
be
you
all good.
because sometimes the judges ain't always corrupt. I'm
So the
eventually going to win because the law is on my side, or the higher law.
Okay.
The lower law doesn't mean nothing because it's lower, it's non-compliance, and
Well,
all.
so your argument would be with like the federal level.
No, actually, I just filed a federal lawsuit because I got a ticket the same type of shit,
Okay.
and I just filed suit on the judge and the prosecutor because they should have been dismissed it.
I
Well,
got you.
trust me, I got some asses.
All right.
Okay, here we go right here. Okay, the judges are up under the. Oh, where does it say? Here it is right here. This Constitution and the laws of the United States. Okay, laws of the United States is federal statute. In case you didn't know. because you might not be able to study law like as long as I did. Which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made, or which.
I'm not going to sit here and read it word for word with you.
It's just one paragraph.
Why don't you just
paragraph.
paraphrase it for me?
It's right here. Look, right here.
Don't read it word for word. I want you to paraphrase it for me.
No, then I can go into interpretation. Okay. And
Really? Interpretation. That's how we interpret things, right?
Well, we're reading word for word.
If you've studied it for 28 years, I think you'd be able to paraphrase it for me.
You're saying just take. I'm getting right to the relevant section.
Give me the cliff notes on it.
Right here, look. Which shall be made under the authority of the United States. Shall be this right here. The supreme law of the land.
Okay.
And the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, and anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding.
Yeah, I'll have to verify that. I'll do my own research.
The Constitution is supreme.
Okay.
The laws of the United States is supreme. So the federal statute showed is supreme over the state law.
Okay.
That state law that's not complying with this is supposed to be ignored. That's why you're supposed to say, look, you're supposed to get rid of this ticket, order my moped back to me. There's supposed to be no court date.
The court can do that for you, sir. Like you have to go to your court date.
It's stupid because, like I said, because now you're in violation, they're in violation, you're all in violation of the Constitution, making yourself liable. That's just dumb.
Okay.
But all right, is there anyone higher here than you now?
Not right now,
I
no.
can talk to about this because I'm always going to the top of the level
so
unless I get my release.
On midnights, it's either the sergeant or lieutenant working, and then day shift, normal business hours, our chief or director is here.
Right.
And they're usually here between the hours of 8 and 4 p.m.
Okay, what's the chief's? Let me get his phone number and name.
His name is Chief Mark Midlars.
Well, let me get it wrote down for me. Because, you know. The damn sure got to talk about this. There's something you guys got to stop this practice in general.
Yep. And he can just call that
The
number.
person's not even supposed to be pulled over for this driving thing unless they know a person's a taxi driver and has evidence that a person's actually driving, which is for profit, which you guys are like never going to have.
All right,
You're not even supposed to be pulled over.
So we can't pull over anybody, but
Unless you have evidence
here's the
that
phone
they're
number.
driving.
Here's the phone number right here, and
Yeah.
his name is Chief Midlars.
Because it violates the Fourth Amendment against unreasonable searches and seizures.
Well, if that's what you feel, then that's what you feel.
That's what I know for turning the law 28 years.
Yep.
As I just showed you, unless it's for profit, you're not driving.
You're absolutely right. So,
Unless they have evidence that you're not, they're not supposed to be stopped before. So
living man or Eric, however you want it to be.
Eric's fine, as long as you can see the problem with saying Eric is because this is the thing. See, it's assumed.
Is that your government name?
Exactly. I'm a legal fiction corporate entity, which I'm not. See, that's why.
Who gave you that
I don't
name?
like answering name.
Did the government give you that name or your parents?
Yeah, you know, the birth certificate was created. The name was put in all capital letter name. That's only legal. That's a legal fiction corporate entity.
Okay.
That's the only thing that can be written in a ticket. I, as a living man. So this ticket really ain't even on me as a living man. Don't even know it.
Does your ID say living man?
No.
What does it say?
I'm going to get one of those in the future.
Okay.
It just says,
Well, make sure you get the right name on there so people can issue the right things and call you the right name.
well, I will in the future, but I'm not advanced yet on this area. But all I know, the basic, what I need to know is you don't have the right to be fraudulently making seem I'm a corporate entity anyway, see?
Okay. Have a good day, living man.
Yeah.
What does it say on that other card there?
No, this is the regular ID, but...
Oh, okay.
But see, that letter name ain't really...
That's not your real name?
Well, it's what I've been referred to all my life, which I'm just saying.
gotcha.
It's technically under the law. Like I said, this is what you call legalese. These scumbag lawyers, not that all lawyers are scumbags, but these certain ones, they did this, they created legalese, where certain things, these words can't just be taken for granted. What we think they mean in common usage, don't. Like you think a motor vehicle, see, how I just showed you, proved you wrong? A motor vehicle under common usage, the common people think, oh, it just means it has a motor in it and it takes your place. It's a motor vehicle. No, it's not. As you just seen, I showed you. Legalese, they put another definition on that, see? So average person don't know. Why? So these scumbags in the DMV making millions and billions of dollars off people getting licenses and registrations and paying for insurance don't even know they don't even need to do that unless they're carrying passenger property for hire.
So you're saying I could go out, I don't have to register my motor vehicle, I don't have to have a license or anything?
Well, remember, it's not a motor vehicle unless it's being used for, if you're not using your car for profit, which would then be called, the U.S. Supreme Court, it's then supposed
what
to
is
be
it called then?
Automobile.
Oh, okay.
So if you're not carrying passenger property for hire, no, you're not, you're in an automobile.
Okay.
And as the U.S. Supreme Court said themselves, and I will have this ready for the court, the case law, word for word as
I say make sure you have it all cited properly so you
no
can.
doubt, and I will have it highlighted.
There you go.
The U.S. Supreme Court said, just like at this will be highlighted.
Yep.
A motor vehicle is only being used for profit. So yes, then you don't need, no one, neither does none of the other people, you don't need licenses, registration, or insurance. The state law that's assuming we do is because it's what I'm saying.
All right. Just make sure it doesn't contradict state law and everything because.
No, it does. It contradicts state law, but the state law is in violation.
Okay.
So the state law is the higher law has to be followed. Like I said, remember Article 6. That's the supreme.
Okay.
The state law, like I said, can say you need a license to wear a blue shirt. Well, your constitutional right, due process, the right to liberty says no, I don't. So what has to be followed? You guys are an obligation to follow.
I wish you the best of luck, Eric.
Constitution.
All right.
Say F the state law that's in violation. We have to ignore that because it's in violation. Simple as that.
I wish you the best of luck. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, let me get this.
Have a good night and have a happy New Year. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it looks like I ain't going to do nothing in the private my property, but
Okay.
besides that, yep.